Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's DV and Dario here.
Infinite One.
And I'm Jin.
And today we're going to be reacting to Unrealentgaming, reviewing the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super Manga, chapter 69, Giggity. And not even because of that meme, but we are actually big fans of this. And honestly, I've been using his channel just to catch up on the manga, and I figured why not we watch it. So let's give it a shot.
God give, shall we?
Granola's wish granted. Beerus vs Vegeta rematch.
I love the
As we kick off
presentation.
Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 69 entitled The Succession of Planet Sorel, with Granolah having to be shown making his way back down onto his home planet, and as he does,
Captain Crunch and Fruit
there are
Loops.
these cities that are protected by these massive dome barriers
I
as
really wanna know
Granolah
what
begins
they
to
were.
descend on down,
I can
which
only
further
imagine
goes
the
on to
original
indicate that his planet
translation
has
that we
in
got.
fact
They're
been
in
regained and
bowls.
restored following the events of Frieza's invasion and having to send the Saiyans
So-
on down and wiping out the Sorelian people, with Granolah shown having to enter one of the barriers and having to descend his ship
What do
on
the people
down.
look
It's
like?
interesting to see how civilization is still
Oh,
thriving
good.
on
He
this
promotes
once dead
himself.
planet, and with Granolah having to be shown stepping on out, he is then greeted by one of the sugar people as he went along to tell
Sugar
Granolah,
people.
"Welcome back,
Sugar
Granolah,"
people.
with Granolah asking, "Can you fix up the left wing of my
Wow,
ship?
when you run
It
out of
took some
ideas.
damage." "Of course," says the individual. "When do you expect to depart again? I won't have any jobs for a while, so take your time." "Okay, please try to get some time off yourself." "Yeah, that's the plan," Granolah says, and I absolutely love how Granolah is shown having to walk through this mall, and as he gets to one of the shop owners, he then goes on to point out by telling him that. "And that too. Oh, and some of your top shelf water, please." "You got it," says the store owner. "How's the old guy doing these days?" "He doesn't come into town much anymore," with Granolah responding, "His leg's been giving him some trouble, but otherwise he's fine." "I see," says the owner. "He's over 500 years old, though his people have long lifespans, so it's not too surprising. Why do you two live on that far-off mountain instead of around here with us? We Shigarians would welcome you with open arms," with Granolah responding, "Nah,
Shigarians.
sorry, but this city wouldn't suit us." "See ya." "Hang on," says the owner. "Here, an extra bottle on the house," and with Granolah accepting, the
he's
store
wearing
owner
is
responds,
similar
"Give
to
my regards to
what
the
Whis
old
wears."
guy." But Granolah doesn't say a thing, but instead, we then go on to see how Granolah is walking this one lonely
even
trail
Whis,
up the
even
mountain to his
Beerus.
house, and as he did, Oatmeal went on to contact Granolah by
that one
asking, "Say, Granolah,
Oatmeal.
why don't you live amongst the Shigarians?" with Granolah responding, "That city was set up for them by the Heaters. It's not meant for me." "But was this not once the planet of the Sorelians?" says Oatmeal. "Sure. 40 long years ago, after our planet was ravaged by Frieza's army, the Heaters swooped in and started rebuilding, which of course they did." As Granolah then continues, "The Shigarians had lost their own planet and were roaming through space at the time, so they paid well for this planet. This place became their home, so we decided to move to the mountain."
Yeah,
"I
it's two
see,"
cases,
says
which means
Oatmeal.
we're right.
"Necessary distancing in pursuit of amenable cohabitation." "Something like that," says Granolah. "Plus," and as he then turns around, he then overlooks the entire city, and he's beginning to get flashbacks of what once was, as Granolah then comments, "I can see my hometown from the top of the mountain. The one Frieza's people destroyed. It's a reminder of what they did to my planet. That way, I'll never forget." And we get to see through Granolah's perspective how his city was in fact ravaged by the great apes, and that's all Granolah seems to think about, is the fact that these Saiyans had came down onto his planet and destroyed everything courtesy of Frieza. But then when going back to Beerus and Vegeta, we get to see how
There we
Beerus
go.
is pointing out in the distance by telling Vegeta, "How many planets have you Saiyans destroyed?" And with Vegeta questioning this, he then responds, "Hard to say. Fighting was once the only way of life for my people, so we had a way of racking up sin after sin." "Sin," Beerus says, "huh? However, it wasn't until Frieza's clan came along and began using us that the destruction and invasion became business as usual." "You trying to lay all the blame for your wicked ways on Frieza and his people?" asks Beerus.
Meanwhile, you should be
Not
blaming it
Vegeta
on me, 'cause I
replies,
ordered the
"In his
destruction of your
pursuit
home world."
power, my father built his
I
own
like order
kingdom on top of
sick.
countless deaths.
still not
Frieza's
sure if
clan
that's
taking
canon
over
or not.
didn't help, but the
It is in the
seeds
show.
of
No, it
Saiyan's
is.
destruction
Not in the manga,
were
it's
sown
weird.
before that. So, Beerus says, it was the
No, in
Saiyan's
Resurrection
destiny to be
F,
wiped out then.
Whis said something
I'd
to
say
Beerus,
so,
and
Vegeta responds.
Beerus told Whis to
Yeah.
shut
No,
up.
I know.
Ridiculous,
I
Beerus
remember.
responds.
But
But never mind
I
that.
don't know if he said it in the
My
manga.
people's problems aren't your concern.
Ah.
And that's when Beerus swoops in by telling Vegeta,
It's a
I'm
weird
saying it's
continuity
ridiculous.
bullshit rules.
What? What do you mean, says Vegeta? Weren't you going to show me a technique used by the gods of destruction? What could that possibly have to do with the history of the Saiyans? Plenty, Beerus says, as he went along to point behind him. Without any warning, Beerus ends up firing this one singular blast directly at one of the planets nearby, and the minute the blast makes contact, he ends up destroying this world and shocking Goku, shocking Vegeta, as all the while Beerus went on to smirk as this was going down, and with this planet shown exploding right in front of everyone's face, the Oracle Fish is then shown having to be knocked out of its glass, and I absolutely love how the fish is flopping on the ground. He's trying his best to get back in the bowl, and the Oracle Fish is panicking, and as he gets back inside the bowl, he uses somewhat of magic to take all of the water that was spilled and be placed back inside of the little cup, and with the Oracle Fish sticking his head out, he then went on to comment, "That was too far, Beerus! You just destroyed another decorative planet!" With Whis chiming in, "Honestly, at this rate, if he keeps destroying things, we'll be fresh out of planets before you know it." Whoa, Goku says. Lord Beerus is not someone to mess with, as Vegeta asks, "Was that the technique?" With Beerus responding, "That was just a small glimpse of what I can do. How can I acquire such power?" But then, Beerus went along to shut Vegeta up by grabbing him by the face, and as he did, he quickly followed through by slamming Vegeta's head directly down on the ground, and with Beerus pressing down on Vegeta's face, Vegeta went along to ask, "What's the meaning of this?" With Beerus responding, "As long as doubt weighs down on your soul, this power will never be yours to wield." Doubt, you say? Your own crimes aside, you're feeling guilty for the sins of all Saiyans. That's awfully self-centered of you, mortal. And with Vegeta overhearing this, Beerus then quickly wasted little time by then flinging Vegeta across the field and onto a tree, and the second Vegeta hits the tree and he proceeds to fall down before standing back up, Beerus then went along to tell him, "Here's a fun fact. The one who suggested that Frieza eliminate the Saiyans was me." What, Vegeta said?
Damn.
Still think it was
Okay,
destiny? You're just
He
gonna
finally
accept
just
that?
flat out and
Go
said
on.
it.
Try me. I'll obliterate you too. And Vegeta is pissed as he goes on to comment, You utter scum! As Vegeta then erupts in a massive fit of rage, Goku went on to ask Vegeta, what's he up to? Because remember, this is what Beerus wanted to get out of Vegeta from the get-go, and with Vegeta then powering up and using Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, because of course this is Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, you can see that based on the accordance of when Vegeta fought Jiren and had done the same thing against Moro, which Gohan even went on to confirm that this was the same form used during the events of the Tournament of Power. So what other form did Vegeta achieve during the Tournament of Power, you may ask? Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. So Vegeta this time around, by comparison to his first battle against Beerus on his planet prior to the tournament, goes into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and interestingly enough, you can see the grin on Beerus' face, because Beerus isn't shook, Beerus isn't scared, but instead, he welcomes this, and as Vegeta goes on to charge on in, he winds up leaning his hand back, as of course he's
It's awesome to see Beerus like this again.
Vegeta attempted to strike Beerus from below, sort of like an uppercut kind of maneuver, but in typical Beerus fashion, he went on to stop Vegeta's punch by having to block it, and as he did, Vegeta attempted to use his speed to his advantage by trying his best to get behind Beerus, and as he did, just like he had attempted to punch Beerus, what he tried this time was to kick him, and as he tried to, the very second we see how Vegeta goes on to kick Beerus, Beerus with such finesse went on to leap on up, and without even acknowledging him, he went on to just completely evade Vegeta's attacks, and as he did, he countered him, and he countered him by going on to literally stomp down on Vegeta's face, and as he did, it's very evident now that Beerus is clearly not taking Vegeta serious in the slightest because of his demeanor, his overall approach. Despite Vegeta having to go through the entirety of the Tournament of Power, despite Vegeta having to face off against Broly, despite Vegeta having to fight different incarnations of Moro, he had grown leaps and bounds in power, only to now have the current God of Destruction still be able to hold the upper hand against him. And as Vegeta is
Power levels are
away,
bullshit.
he didn't give up, but instead, he ended up firing multiple energy blasts directly at Beerus, but Beerus, having to take notice of this, quickly went on to defend himself as Vegeta maintained balance, and as soon soon as he did, he didn't waste any more time because he ended up dashing right towards Beerus, and as he did, he attempted to double axe handle him, only for him to strike at nothing because Beerus by that point had already vanished. And with Vegeta taking notice of this, he was shocked, but then out of nowhere, Beerus came stomping on down once again, not even physically touching Vegeta by using his hands, but by simply having to stomp down on him is what Beerus did, and as he did with Beerus having to literally stand right on top of Vegeta by pinning him down, he then went along to address Vegeta by telling him everything those Saiyans did in the past. What's it got to do with you now? As long as you're trapped by the past, you'll never manage to grow past this point. But Vegeta's clearly had enough because from there, he attempted to backhand Beerus only for Beerus to leap on out of the way, and that's when Vegeta once again went on the attack by doing everything he could to strike Beerus, but in typical Beerus fashion, he's not giving Vegeta any leverage because each and every single time Vegeta is attempting to make contact, Beerus is ducking, dodging, and avoiding all of Vegeta's attacks. So clearly here, despite Vegeta's best efforts, everything he's attempting to do is effortless. Even while using his best transformation, nothing seems to be working until Beerus ended up grabbing onto Vegeta's right arm as he then proceeded to put his hand over Vegeta's stomach. Beerus then went along to tell Vegeta, destruction, and it was because of this one single blast that it ended up hitting Vegeta directly in the stomach, and as it did, it literally blows Vegeta away, so much so that even Goku is shocked because the only thing that we get to see from Whis and Goku's point of view is Vegeta's carcass just flying across the field, and as Vegeta hits the ground, he's back down in his base form, he lost, there's a giant hole near where his armor was, and with Goku overseeing this, he then went on to comment, Lord Beerus' signature move, huh? I kinda messed up that time I tried copying it, with Whis responding, it still has that much power even though he tweaked it so that only Vegeta's armor was destroyed. It's not quite a power that's easily mastered, so just in case you guys are kind of wondering what Goku's talking about, the closest thing that Goku is referencing at this point is the time where he attempted to use the Hakai on Merge Zamasu in the future, only for Merge Zamasu to grab Mai in front of him to shield himself from Goku's actual Hakai, disintegrating Zamasu in the future timeline. So, as we get to see Beerus approaching Vegeta's crater, he then went on to tell him, my mind's always on destruction, and nothing else. That's why there's no limit to my power. Listen, if you really want this power, you're gonna have to destroy any strained thoughts and recreate yourself from scratch. Before creation comes destruction. Get it? And that's when Vegeta got it, because Lord Beerus is telling Vegeta that he has to recreate himself from scratch, and he's going to have to always think about destruction if he ever hopes on reaching the next level. And as we only then go back to the Heater clan, we get to see how Maki went on to comment, bingo! Check it out, Elect, and as they then get to oversee how Sagambo and his previous crew had interrogated and pressed Zuno, that's when Maki continues, this hunk of junk must have visited Zuno at one point. Jot down the coordinates, Oil says Elect. Got it. So, the Galactic Patrol was waiting to ambush Sagambo and his gang of idiots, huh? As we then get to see how
so they named after like different ways of energy.
The Galactic Patrol's got jurisdiction over that whole sector. Makes sense that we're never able to find Zuno. Anyway, let's go grill old Zuno for intel that'll lead to a payday for us, says Maki. Hold on. What are we seeing here? As Oil comments, the convicts in the Galactic Prison were all freed at once? How'd that even happen? As one of Elect's minions goes on to comment, according to OG73I's data, Moro used the power of something called Dragon Balls to release the prisoners. Dragon Balls, Elect says? What are those? Wishing balls created by the Namekians that can grant any wish. Any wish at all, says Elect? Yes. Moro also used them to regain his magic powers. I see. It's all adding up now. This could explain some of the strange stuff that's been going on in the universe. Decent chance it was these Dragon Balls that revived Frieza too. As Oil comments, so these balls are just out there? Just somewhere? Heh, says Elect. This guy delivered us some intel way more valuable than Zuno's location. Namekians, huh, says Maki? Why does that sound so familiar? I've heard about them somewhere. With Gas chiming in, the Namekians were a tribe that used to live on planet Sorel. Right, Maki says.
Really?
Those green dudes who shared that planet with the Sorelians. But wouldn't that mean that they're extinct now too, says Oil? Not quite. I just remembered. There was a lone survivor, an old fart named Monito. Monito, says Maki? And it just so happens he lives with our pal Granolah. And as we then go back to Planet Sorrel, we see how Granolah then walks into his house as he goes on to tell the Elder, I got some water for you. And this Elder just so happens to be a Namekian named Monito. As he went along to respond, you're always so good to me, Granolah. How's work going? Profitable, says Granolah, if anything else. That's so. Good to hear. And your friend at the shop says hi. Even gave us an extra bottle. Huh. Haven't dropped by in a good while, says the Elder. Those Shugarians sure do treat us kindly. They probably feel a little bad about moving to our planet when we were here first, says Granolah. Well, they shouldn't, says the Elder. I've got no complaints about our life here. And with Granolah shown slowly eating cereal, ironically, he then responds, yeah, I guess so. Are you heading out again right away? Got more jobs lined up, says the Elder? No. I've got some time off. Frieza somehow come back to life. Frieza, you say? Did I hear that right? Yeah, says Granolah. That's why everyone's laying low for now. Which means no jobs for me. Which I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting heavy Zamasu and Gowasu vibes here, as it only then continues. Well, ain't that the way, says the Elder. So them heaters haven't put a bounty on Frieza's head yet? I don't think so, says Granolah. Even the heaters aren't exactly eager to mess with Frieza's army. I see. But whether there's money in it or not, I'll be the one to take Frieza down and his goons. Don't even try it, says the Elder. You know you don't have the power to tangle with Frieza. And with Granolah awfully quiet, he then responds, power. In that case, I might have to resort to that. And as they both look on over, there is a small Dragon Ball that's placed near the shelf, with the Elder responding, no. The Dragon Balls ain't for taking revenge. Yeah, I know, says Granolah. Moot point anyways, since I'd need the second one to make a wish. Darn right, says the Elder. It's been lost for 40 years. Likely never been seen again. And with Granolah picking up the Dragon Ball, he then comments, I'd have to search this entire planet for a tiny ball just like this one. Listen, Granolah, says the Elder. The Dragon Balls began as a part of our ritual to celebrate brave Namekian warriors. They're not meant to fulfill any old selfish desire. And with Granolah awfully quiet, we then go back to Planet Namek, in which we get to see how Mori is teaching the young Namekian children, and as he does, he went along to inform them, today, you are going to learn more about the Dragon Balls. Sets of Dragon Balls vary in size and number depending on who created them. On our planet, each village holder holds one of the balls, but originally, the wishes were meant as rewards for bold warriors who sought out the Dragon Balls in times of great suffering. As one of the kids ask, do other planets have Dragon Balls too? It's certainly possible, Mori says, on planets where our kind reside. Like Earth. You mean Dende's Dragon Ball, says Asuka? Right. Do our people live on any other planets? Most likely, though, we don't possibly know all of them. You see, we Namekians moved to this universe from another realm altogether. And I've heard that some settled in places far from Planet Namek. What happened to those Namekians, says the kid? I wouldn't know. They may have lived, or perhaps they were wiped out ages ago. And as we then go back to Granolah and Monito, Monito went on to comment, a couple of dozen Namekians used to live here on planet Sorrel, but now it's just me. When I pass, that's it. The end. Kaput. The Dragon Ball's with me. But what if I find the other ball, and I wish for our planet to be restored the way it was 50 years ago? With Monito responding, then what of the well-meaning Shugarians who settled here? Would you kick them off their newfound home? With Granolah responding, then Frieza and his army have to be eliminated. Like I said, revenge ain't the way. That only gives rise to new enemies. And then what? Fine, says Granolah. You're right. Give up on the Dragon Ball, says the Elder, and enjoy the lot that you've been handed in life. I'd better get some sleep. You should turn in early too. Yeah, says Granolah, and with everyone shown sleeping, it's interesting to see how Granolah is watching TV and he keeps sitting down and staring at this Dragon Ball, as only then on the TV we get to see the sugar people, they're laughing, they're dancing, and Granolah is so hyper-focused on this one Dragon Ball until the TV went along to report, you are listening to Sugar Toast Love, and now the news. A local boy was hunting for bugs in the mountains when he discovered a strange ball in the clearance. And with Granolah sitting on up in shock, it then continues. It's an orange crystal of some
There it
sort
is.
with a 2-star
This
shaped
kid
marking
found a
on the
Dragon
side.
Ball.
And Granolah loses his shit because
Lucky
he
kid.
actually found out right then and there that this was the Dragon Ball that he just so desperately needed. As it then continues, specialists at the Institute say that it's possible the ball did not originate from planet Sorel and are currently conducting research. And Granolah did not waste any more time because what he ended up doing was he ended up going incognito, Assassin's Creed style, in basically having to cover his face and search the city for the Dragon Ball. He was creeping his way around, which I thought was pretty cool, to try and find this thing. And as he did, he finally found out where the Dragon Ball was. And with time really not being on Granolah's side, as he noticed the scientists leaving, he then went on to make his move as, of course, the alarm sounded. And as quickly as he came in, he bounced. He was out of there. He got what he needed. And
Oh
as
shoot, he got it.
walking up the mountain, Oatmeal went on to contact Granolah by telling him, "Hey Granolah, are you going to ignore the old man's warnings? It'll be fine," says Oatmeal. "I've got a plan." And with Granolah laying down the Dragon Balls, he then went on to comment, "There we go. The Elder told me to use the spell to summon the dragon, right? Remind me of how it goes?" "Yes, of course," says Oatmeal. Summoning time, and with Granolah having to chant the exact enchantments that he needed in order for this dragon to be summoned, that's exactly what he does. And normally we get to see how there is a massive light that overtakes everything, but instead this time the light
I really hope
seems
it's
to be
small
a tiny bit
dragon.
smaller, but what ends up coming out of this thing is a brand new dragon. And this dragon kind of looks like Super Shenron in a way, but although he kind of also resembles that of a fish dragon-like monster, he looks really cool. And this is the first time that A, Granolah had ever used the Dragon Balls, and B, ever had the opportunity to make a wish. As he went along to comment, You're the wish-granting dragon? You who have collected the 2 Dragon Balls. State your wish. If it's within my power, your single wish is my command." "Any wish?" says Granolah. As Oatmeal chimes in, "You need not to state your wish in his language. I want to be the strongest. Turn me into the greatest warrior in the universe." As only then, Dragon Ball Super Manga chapter number 69 then comes to a close. Now, it would only now appear that the Oracle Fish's premonition on there being a bad omen is finally now going to come into fruition, and because of this, Granolah had finally gathered 2 Dragon Balls, not 7, but 2 out of a brand new set to go on and make this wish selfishly, even against Monaito's wishes in reminding Granolah not to act on revenge. But Granolah wants his revenge after finding out that Frieza is alive, and after later learning about remnants of other Saiyans that just so happen to also dwell within the universe currently. The question going forward is, has Granolah now finally become the strongest?
Alright, I mean, he can talk all he wants, but I figure we'll just talk about it ourselves after what we just saw. Wow, they revealed a decent amount here. It's funny that that we were brought up before it even happened. It's like, we're not even sure if the freaking Beerus blowing up Planet... no, telling Frieza to blow up Planet Vegeta was canon or not, and then he just straight up says it.
There it was.
He's literally, yeah, I told Frieza to go kill your people. What are you gonna do about it?
Cause I come at you, bro.
Oh god.
He's like, I'm a god, you can't fuck with me. Like, wow. Like, this motherfucker just flexed his whole reality on him.
I thought he was just pissed because he didn't have any oatmeal today.
Honestly, I'm surprised that he didn't even use any Ultra Instinct on him.
I'm just surprised that, like, they fought Beerus. He fought Beerus once. He was enraged, almost Super Saiyan. He was past Super Saiyan 3 strength when he fought Beerus in Battle of Gods.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, he gets Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, evolves Super Saiyan Blue, and still gets manhandled by Beerus.
Yeah, he wasn't trying.
Beerus was Beerus. I guess Beerus kind of wasn't trying either in Battle of Gods. I guess he kind of just took it.
It was like 15 seconds of a beatdown, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, and then afterwards, he literally two-shot him too, right? Like,
no, not even. I think he just poked his forehead and it was done.
Okay, then yeah, even more humiliating. Just making my point. He can take it. These motherfuckers, he literally can survive his own planetary destruction, and then pick his teeth right after.
All right, so with Granolah,
First of all, I love Granola's character in general. He's something original to the show. It almost feels like we're watching a different show, just in the Dragon Ball universe, and I like that. I like that we have a little more variety with characters, and not just a villain of the week kind of bullshit, which is fine. Sorry.
I love how we're seeing him as a character away from everything else. Like he's dealing with his own bullshit with discount Bardock, discount Bojack, discount Bojack. He's taking care of an elder Namekian.
Yeah, that was a nice little surprise.
We find out Namekians are from a different realm.
Yeah, that's
originally
fucking World of Warcraft bullshit there.
And like he's trying to, I guess he's trying to avenge his people from Frieza and the Saiyans. But does that mean we're gonna see Frieza again soon? Because don't get me wrong, I love seeing Frieza, but after Broly, Resurrection F, the Tournament of Power,
I mean, dead horse.
I know.
Yeah, Moro.
I feel like I know what you mean. They're overusing Frieza, but at the same time, they're still implying how much he matters to the universe. Like he's
I know. I just don't want to see him this arc.
I think we already did.
Did we?
Chapter, yeah, because they were. I don't know if it was directly or in flashbacks.
Oh well, I forget last chapter.
I mean, regardless, he's mentioned a lot by Lily.
No, I know.
So he
If
probably
you think about it,
show up at some point.
If you think about it, he basically kickstarted the whole series with blowing up planet Vegeta and Goku being sent to Earth because of that.
No, I know.
Oh yeah, everyone knows that, but saying like now that it goes even, I guess going even farther with obviously he's tormented other races because how old is Frieza again? He's like stupid old, like
his lifespan is weird.
1,000, yeah, but they weren't really clear with that. But at the same time,
like he was almost the same age. He was almost the same. He looked. I know it's forms, but he looked kind of like the same age when he fucking introduced himself to Planet Vegeta versus when he fought Goku on Namek, which is like what, 30 years at least?
20.
Yeah.
5 maybe at most.
30 space years. You can
Like
say that.
Basically. Yeah, I know. His lifespan's weird.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like
30 Frieza years. There we go.
30 Frieza years.
Frieza day.
Yeah, with him, time is just a joke. Just like power levels. But yeah, what was I going? What was my point
Useless.
before? Damn it, I got thrown off so much. But that's right, with Granolah. I know it's gonna be annoying seeing him fight Frieza again. I mean, we'll probably bring Frieza back just for him to fight him. But you know what? I'm curious how they'll utilize it because they're not gonna make it a generic kind of thing. They're probably gonna have Frieza somehow continue, or even I don't know. Maybe he'll lose his army this time and he has to go on his own. Maybe they'll just keep him around but make it harder for him.
Like I would like to see Broly for like at least one chapter.
I do too, but it would be weird how they would utilize him. I feel like they would have to force force it unless they have another plan for him. Like they have to show a reason for them to rely on him. Like I know we're talking about. You know what, they might actually. Now I think about it because they can have
like Granolah go planet to planet looking for Frieza forces, and then bump into Broly.
And going to Vampa, that'd be specifically Vampa. That'd be it because that's where they are, right?
Yeah, they're back on Vampa.
All right. I mean,
but it's hiding. Like he would be like looking the galaxy for Frieza, so he could start wherever he wants.
Fight unless he just happens to run into like one of them picking fucking was gonna say like berries or something, but there's like nothing good on that planet.
Like how far was Vampa from planet Vegeta?
I have no idea. They might have
Couldn't
they might have
couldn't be that
said
far.
it's in like in the system. I guess it's just kind of like this. Yeah, it's in that shithole area. We don't go there. That's basically a death trap. It's Detroit. What? No offense to fans in Detroit. uh, what else is there?
You're gonna get all of 2 people angry with you.
I know I am. I'm going to. It's probably gonna infuriate them, but that's okay.
Like I like the chapter because it was just informative of other things that we didn't know, but things that we could have known.
Sure.
Yeah.
It definitely gives us a little bit more lore than just telling us what we already know. I mean, it does, but at the same time, making it more, giving it more light to the subject.
Rate this manga chapter on a scale of 1 to 5. I'm gonna say 4.
Fucking 5, honestly, for me. I mean, there was no fighting. I
Go
mean, there
with
was
5.
that. It was. I wouldn't even call that a fight. That was just a.
The
That was just
embarrassing beatdown.
I mean, it's Beerus. It's always fun. But yeah,
I wonder if Goku's gonna get involved. I mean,
I
but
mean, he already
Beerus,
is. He's right. He's just there chilling.
yeah, but I mean, Beerus didn't like, go to kill Vegeta or so. I think he's
Oh no,
just,
he wanted to make a point. That was literally the whole.
yeah,
He
yeah,
said
yeah.
like, "Hey, you want to be strong? You want to be God of Destruction level? You want to learn my shit? Well, guess what? You have to. What have I been saying? Before creation comes destruction." And he literally made a point saying, "With your fucking planet, it doesn't matter. If I say it has to go, that's it. I destroy it, and then I work on something new, and then just repeat."
I just want to see Goku and Beerus the rematch.
And I was saying before, I honestly think Beerus is more twisted than we give him credit for. Like, I think he really has, like, paid a hefty price just to become a god. Like, I really think he
Yeah.
was crazy enough to, like, kill someone that he cared for just to get to that position. Why he would do that? Who knows? Maybe he did it for a more...
Power.
Who knows? Like, I feel like they wouldn't just go that straight forward with him and make him too evil because he really does care about fighting. But then again, that's just the thing. He cares a lot about fighting the same way Goku does, but he still can be dark in his own way. But I still like to be a funny guy. But I don't know. I guess there's still more they could do with him. I just hope they just don't make it too generic because he's been around for so long for them to just say like, oh, he's a villain all along kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would
That'd be dumb.
It would be too disrespectful considering how well his character's been written so far in the series. He literally.
I would like to see. Go ahead.
He literally introduced us into this whole new expansion of the universe, and at the same time, he is yet to be beaten, and that's just such a rare thing to see with this show because obviously we get the villain of the week, he gets beaten. Obviously, Goku will always be on top, but nope, we have yet to see that shit with this character. He is yet to be beaten. I mean, there is theories that he probably could be beaten at some point, but that's it. Until they actually show it, he's still on top.
I would love to see a backstory of Beerus.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That would be.
Yeah.
I hope that because of this, that we get more of an idea of him. But I just don't want it to be too black and white. I want it to be very well detailed. I don't want it to be him to be just he's really an asshole villain all this time. Like no, work his character. Know how you're building him. And if they ruin it now, then
I feel like he killed. I feel like he killed the previous god of destruction from Universe 7.
Oh yeah, probably.
And that's.
I would be surprised if a number of them probably had to do that shit. And a few of them have their own version. Like, okay, instead of killing, we'll just promote you and I'll retire like Belmont. And then unlike guys like Beerus are more hardcore about it.
Super Saiyan's a tingle in your back.
Maybe he wants Vegeta to kill him just to prove it. Nah, actually that's stupid. I doubt he would get to that point yet, because he even says like, "I'm not letting you take my fucking job."
I mean, Vegeta couldn't even touch him.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah, he is very proud of his job. That's for damn sure.
But yeah,
He will not let anyone take that position. I don't even think even fucking age will bother him. He's like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. All you guys can retire and all that shit. I'm not stopping. All right. Unless you guys have anything else to say, I'm pretty much good on this.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
I'm cool.
Yeah. So this was a good one. I honestly would rate this 5 out of 5. This was a very good episode. And
Yes.
I know he's not aware of this, but a special thanks to Unrealentgaming for us reacting to your show. This stuff is always good. We've been big fans of Dragon Ball since I don't even know since birth, since I just came out of the womb. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, and here's that freaking riff and original show, and I'm set. All right. So thanks again, everyone, for joining
I
the show.
popped out with the 2-star Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing some games now. All right, thanks again, guys. I'm Deviant Dario,
I'm Infinite One.
I'm Jin.
and you have a wonderful night.
Adios.